Hey friends, I've been MIA for most of this past week. I went camping at Mammoth Cave National Park for the weekend and then spent a night in Nashville and had a great time. It was awesome to get to spend the weekend out in nature. It was my first time camping in over a decade. It's been way too long. And oh my goodness, it was like just so wonderful to just like sleep outside under the trees. I mean, I was in a tent, but all the windows open and stuff to go to sleep and wake up with like that fresh air coming in and um, the beautiful views and like the sound of everything. And man, there were a few times I felt like I was at the ocean because like the wind was so strong that like the trees swaying and stuff was just making this beautiful like swishing sound that reminded me of waves. So that was super awesome. And while I was there, it made me like it brought back a lot of memories from my childhood because my childhood I grew up out in like the country. Like my family was super poor, but we lived in an amazing location, like near like a creek and a lot of woods, and um, it was just absolutely magical. And I had forgotten like a lot of stuff about just a lot of little details and feelings from when I was a kid that I really loved. Um, and this time camping helped bring back a lot of that. Like one of the things I've been experiencing a lot lately is I've been having like a lot of um, memories like come back, especially like childhood memories and stuff, kind of like reconnecting with like who I was at my core, that sort of thing. Um, which has been incredibly insightful, but also validating, because there's all of these things that I've forgotten that are so relevant to like the spiritual journey and stuff. Because like I was totally connected as a kid. I think most um, kids are, but I was like super connected, not connected for a while. It definitely helped that I lived in a very magical environment and I spent pretty much every day like out in nature, like playing and stuff. And I can't I don't know the words to like fully articulate like the feeling of like of magic. I mean, like when I was a kid, being outdoors every day, it was not hard to believe in magic at all because like where uh, the nature I had access to was just absolutely like it was a really fertile area and there was so much like diversity of life, both like animal life and plant life and watching dragonflies every day and chasing lightning bugs and looking for tadpoles and crawfish and things like that. It was just super awesome. So this time camping was just really special, and having these like feelings come back to the feelings and memories come back to the surface from my childhood has been like a little overwhelming. Like it's been good, but like it's like I also get sad because it's like how could I, how did I forget? Like how could I forget this thing that was how could I forget this thing that was so special to me, and how could I forget that feeling of just how special it was, because I used to have that feeling. I knew it and I appreciated it, and I know it's cuz life happens, and then I had trauma happen and memory trauma happen. And I think when my memory trauma happened, unfortunately, like most of my early life got like hit hard by that. Um, Especially my teenage years, but like I lost a lot of childhood stuff. It's like here lately, like being like reconnected to the divine and all of that stuff. I've just felt really emotional because it's like I used to have a lot of these relationships, and it's like how could I have forgotten this? And the fact that I forgot it once, possibly more than once, fills me with like a little bit of fear and apprehension, because it's like, what if I forget it again? I mean, like I do my best, for me, to document most of the spiritual stuff that I go through, but so much has been happening, especially this year. There's been no way. for me to document it all or to journal the way I would like to journal and stuff. I just try and make notes here and there about little things. Um, because I'm afraid of forgetting, like I don't want to forget this connection, like I don't want to fall back asleep. And I don't know. I probably worry too much about it, but it's definitely, as someone with long-term memory issues, it's something that haunts me. Because I remember when I was younger, I was like, well, if you don't remember your life, what's the point of living it? And so I try really hard to remember things, and that's why I do these video journals, and why I try and journal, and I take lots of pictures, and I try and make lots of notes and stuff. Um, because the more ways I document things, the better chance of it sticking in my memory. But also, if I go back and I look at those things, it helps jog it and stuff. And oh, it's frustrating. I try to tell myself to look on the bright side and be like, well, hey, on the bright side, like everything seems new again most of the time. But sometimes it gets to me, especially with like normal life stuff. Like I've got friends that ask me, like, have you seen such and such movie? And I'll be like, yeah, but I have absolutely no. I know I've seen it, but I have no memory of it. They're talking to me about something. I'm like, yeah, and I know we just watched that like a week or two ago, but yeah, I don't remember it. Um, I just, I generally remember how things make me feel, uh, and I don't get too many other details. But on a related note, um, today's my husband's 42nd birthday, and I was going through my digital photo albums to look for pictures of him, and I saw pictures of myself, and I was just reminded of how different I've been in the past. I mean, not at my core, but just like these different life phases I've been through. And I don't know, I'm just feeling like a little weird right now. And I mean, lost isn't the right word, but like a little lost in some ways, because I don't remember who I was in some of these moments in my life. And also, I'm looking at these pictures and I'm like, where did this person come from? Like, I don't know. I mean, I know, but I still don't fully understand. And I feel like, for me, one of the puzzles that I need to work on, and actually, I was kind of channeling earlier and was told to put together the puzzle of my life. Anyway, basically, I was just told to go back and like look at my life and like journal some things, and trying to remind myself of stuff and understand how I got from point A to point B a little bit, which I think is a super helpful thing for anybody, on any sort of life journey. But I think it can really help with spiritual stuff. Like, in order to understand like where you're at now, you kind of need to know where you've been, um, or at least that helps some people. Um, but yeah, I think I made some videos to share while I was camping this weekend. Maybe I'll drop them over the coming week. I didn't have a reliable internet signal, so I couldn't post anything. But I've missed y'all, and I look forward to getting back into my video journaling. Peace.